Well, good evening, everyone. What an absolutely gorgeous day that we have had on this Sunday for you. It is about 7:15 here Eastern Time, and Sunday's been a great day. Temperatures in the low 60s, plenty of sunshine out there. Hope you got out there to enjoy the day. I know I did with my family. We took a good long hike and picnic lunch down at Lincoln State Park down around the Lincoln City, Santa Claus area, and it was just a great day to be able to get out and enjoy some family time outdoors. Got a great evening on tap for you really this evening. It looks like the rain's going to hold off until closer to midnight, 1 a.m. But big changes on the way. Yeah, I know. More rain over the next couple of days. Talk about that here in just a second. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with your Southern Indiana weather video update. Sponsored today by Metal Magic in Washington. You can give Chad a call at 698-8555 for all of your paintless dent repair needs. Folks, they are PDR Nation certified, which means, of course, that you know that whenever you take your vehicle to Metal Magic in order to be repaired from your dents, they're going to get it back to the absolute most original condition it can possibly be, folks. They've went that extra mile, got the extra certification for your benefit. You can also go to PDR Nation's website so that you can even rate them and see what others have rated for them. They've got a great system set up. Check them out. Even though severe weather didn't strike us this week as much as we had expected it would, eventually it will. You know as well as I do. All right, here's the setup. I don't see any severe weather this week, thankfully, but we do have a lot of rain headed towards us. It's all being fueled by a low pressure system that's currently situated down this way, and this blob of rain is going to be moving up as that low pressure starts to move up towards us. So it's going to be a gully washer here over the next couple of days. We'll time that all out here for you in a second. What I want to show you here is from the Advanced Hydrologic Prediction Service here of the National Weather Service. We're going to take a look at river forecasts. Everything has, looks like most of our small creeks have started to recede now and go back within their banks and go down. And as can be expected, we've had a good few days after this big rain event that we've had to do that. But with more rain on the way and with all the rain that we have seen, our major rivers are going to see some flooding. The red dots that you see indicated here are along the White River East Fork and along the West Fork Right River as well. And this indicates moderate flooding predicted over that. And unfortunately, more rain on the way is not going to help that. I would not be surprised to see more rivers added along this. The Patoka River is out of its banks in many places as well. And I think, again, any of your major streams like that, it's these your small streams probably fine right now, but they'll fill up with the rain that we're going to get the next couple of days. They'll dump out into the larger streams and only add to the flooding problems. So yeah, unfortunately, we've got that to be the bearer of bad news. If we take a look at the precipitation forecast over the next couple of days here for what the high-resolution NAM is saying, really, you've got anywhere from the blue shades being a half inch up to an inch. So a good inch or so area-wide precipitation expected on Monday into Tuesday now. And sometimes this has a habit of underestimating these events as well. So wouldn't be surprised for some of us to see even over an inch of precipitation, probably not more than a couple out of this. I don't see this being a 4 to 6-inch area wide precipitation event again, so that's good because we certainly don't need that with all the flooding problems that we've already got going on. But I could see some more minor flooding problems coming out of this. So if you live in a flood-prone area, getting tongue twisted here, if you live in that flood-prone area, keep that in mind because yeah, it's looking like it could be a possibility again. Let's time it all out on future radar, give you an idea where we are. Here we are pretty much in the evening hours. Watch the blob of rain move up towards our direction. And really here we are by about 1, 2 in the morning. And you start to see it's before it's overtaking us. It becomes a steady precipitation shield overnight. Here we are by about 8 a.m. As you go throughout your day, it's not going to ease up much. Here we are by about 2 in the afternoon. The big portions of the rain has moved up into central and northern Indiana, but we are still with plenty of rain down into our south as this rotates on, and we really don't get a lot of the big shield out of here until about 6 o'clock at night, and we still have lingering showers even after that, and then we catch a little bit of a break, but by the time Tuesday comes in, here we are by 2 in the afternoon on Tuesday, and you see more precipitation around the area, maybe even a few embedded thunderstorms in this, nothing severe, but it looks like we're going to have near 100% chance for precipitation here during the overnight hours tonight and into Monday. by the time we get into Tuesday, probably more like a 50% chance. I don't think everyone's going to see it. You can see it's more spotty in nature rather than a heavy precipitation shield. The models have been taking this back and forth. They go from not much of a chance on Tuesday to a larger chance to not much of a chance to more of a larger chance again now. So we'll see how they do this. Hopefully we'll go down to a small chance on Tuesday. But regardless, after that it looks pretty nice overall as we speak into things. Here's that low pressure where it is pretty much right now. And as we put this into motion, you can see that deepening low goes from 1,003 millibars down here to here we are at about 1,000 millibars, even all the way up to 992 millibars by the time it's exiting the region, before it starts to weaken just a little bit and move off a little bit more north and then strengthen once again. So it looks like a pretty decent shot of precipitation, but then again by Tuesday, again just sort of some spotty showers. After that, high pressure becomes large and in charge really for the next couple of days, which will be absolutely great to see mostly sunny skies. Then we have a cold front that will drag down through here and have a little bit of precipitation with it on Friday. Not expecting a ton of precipitation with this. The Euro model, I believe, is a little more aggressive here than what the GFS is, but I think I've only given it a 40 or 50% chance in the extended forecast. Anyway, it's not a tremendous chance at this point, thankfully. Again, we've seen a lot of rain around here. And then after this, we dry out and have an absolutely gorgeous Saturday next weekend. Sunday, on the other hand, looks like we got a narrow band of showers that would move through potentially on Sunday. So that's sort of what we can expect really over the next couple of days. Up and down as far as weather is concerned. In fact, if we take a look at the next 16 days temperature-wise from the GFS ensembles, that's exactly what you can see here. In fact, if I just put your normal temperature on here, remember that our normal temperature is actually 66 degrees for our normal high. So you can see we go from high to low. We're going to be pretty well below normal here to very near normal, above normal here to spiking it after that cold front back down below normal, and it's just kind of an up and down pattern really over the next couple of weeks. As I mentioned before yesterday in the video, this is pretty much the same exact pattern that we have seen all winter long. Difference is we have changed seasons. So, instead of our normal high being in the 50-degree range and we end up being in the mid 30s to around 40 degrees for a high like we saw in February and March. Now here we are into the beginning part of April, and the mid 60s is our normal high. And so if you take it down 10 or 15 degrees for that below normal pattern, that's what you get is the low to mid 50s at certain points for your high temperatures. So kind of an up and down, way below normal to slightly above normal to near normal, crashes back down to below normal. But the good thing, at least we're now into the spring season with 66 being our normal temperature. With this same pattern wanting to cool us down 10 or 15 degrees below normal, well, that's only 50 to 55 for a high for that much below normal. It's not bad compared to where we've been all winter long, but it is still below normal. And unfortunately for you avid gardeners out there, then that means you're probably getting a late start to planting your gardens this year as well. Not only all the rain that we've had hindering things, but the temperatures probably still just a little bit too low. I went to Lincoln State Park with my family and did some hiking this afternoon, and one of the things I noticed is I didn't see very many trees at all budding at this point. Not even the early trees. You didn't see any of the red buds or any and dogwoods even out with buds on them yet. Not that I saw. I looked and couldn't find any, and of course it's just been so stinking cold. It may be another 2 or 3 weeks before we start to see that happen, whereas there has been some springs that we've had that happen a month ago at this point. It's just going to be getting a late start to everything. So, it's coming, and we will warm up eventually. By the time we get into late April, we're already looking at 70 and low 70s for our average high, which is probably going to push us up if we continue in this same pattern into the 60s for our temperatures, and that'll start to wake the trees up and move everything. It's just moving along at sort of a snail's pace for us this year, unfortunately. But same exact pattern. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like there's any end in sight to the pattern, and shy of anything major weather event breaking the pattern, which I'm not seeing at this point yet. Looks like we're going to be there for a while. By the way, the National Weather Service has put us on an El Nino watch for the summer. What that means is there's a 50% chance that an El Nino could develop this summer, and of course that could make our fall and winter time, the next couple of seasons coming up, be radically different if the El Nino does form, but it is not a guarantee that will form. That would make us, El Ninos typically make us say what winter around here. We typically have a winter where it's like we had a winter. What you have with 40s and 50s being your average high is what we get in the wintertime, oftentimes under an El Nino. So that might bring us some much needed relief after the stinking cold winter that we've had. We'll see whether the El Nino develops or not is not a guarantee at this point. But outside of something major like that developing, I'm not really seeing a change in the pattern here. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it looks like a roller coaster. Up and down temperatures stay for a while, not just because we're in this transition month where we're transitioning into spring. We've been an up and down roller coaster for the past 5 or 6 months because of this pattern that we've been stuck in, and this looks like we're going to continue to stay in that pattern. But over the next week, we've got a beautiful forecast at least to talk about. If we go to southernindianaweather.com, we can take a look at your Ubalor and Sun 7-day forecast. Mid to upper 50s really the next couple of days. Pretty much 100% shot of precipitation tonight and into tomorrow morning. Only 50% shot on Tuesday. Thunderstorms are possible, mostly more of a rain event than a thunderstorm event out of this. Again, no severe weather expected with this. And then Wednesday and Thursday, that's going to be a sight for sore eyes. Absolutely welcome. 72 by the time you hit Thursday, 60 on Wednesday with mostly sunny skies. Upper 60s again on Friday. Again, I've coded it as a 50% shot of rain. Depends on who you want to believe on which model. It could be anywhere from a 20 to 50% shot. I'm not overly excited about the opportunity that we're going to get for rain at this particular juncture. It looks like a very narrow band anyway, so it wouldn't be a gully washer at this point on Friday, but we'll keep an eye on it. Saturday looks like an absolutely gorgeous day. Next week, partly cloudy, very warm with a high of 73 degrees. Folks, you can't beat that. More showers and thunderstorms possible on Sunday, but hey, temperatures still into the low 70s. We cannot complain about that after the winter we've had. We're finally starting to get into this warmer pattern. But again, as I showed you on this, yes, we get into here to the 70s, but then the temperatures crash by the time we get into Monday and Tuesday next week. Not in our 7-day outlook just yet, but as a cold front moves through on Sunday, which brings us some of these showers and thunderstorms, we go back down into a below normal pattern by another 10 or 15 degrees. So up and down. Up and down. That's the pattern that we're in right now. That's the pattern that looks like it's going to stay. Keep it tuned right here to Southern Indiana Weather for more of these updates, folks. Enjoy your evening, and we will have another one of these videos down the road at a later time. For Southern Indiana Weather, I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite. Have a great night.